everyone, today I'm going to be comparing Star Stable with Barbie Horse Adventures Riding Camp, and they're actually developed by the same company. So Barbie Horse Adventures was developed by Pixel Tales, and same with Star Stable and all the games related to Star Stable, which is kind of funny. In this article on Star Stable's news page, it explains that Pixel Tales turned into Star Stable Entertainment, well, merged, I guess, into Star Stable Entertainment. What this means is that the developers who made Barbie Horse Adventures Riding Camp also made Star Stable Online. These are some more interviews with the game director Marcus Thorell and the game designer Hans Christofferson. Both of these members of the team show up in both the developer credits of Barbie Horse Adventures, which is on the left, and then Star Stable's on the right. The starting location of Barbie really reminds me of the manor in Star Stable, and now that the manor is different in Star Stable, it doesn't look as similar, but before there were black little iron bars on the fences, and now they're gray, so it used to look a little more similar. In Barbie, you can go down and there's a manor house looking thing that looks like the library in Star Stable, which I think is funny. It's not a library, I believe, it's just a manor house, but just the whole layout of Barbie looks like Star Stable. I also dressed up this Star Stable account as Barbie, and I know I got pretty close. So the horses also look similar. The starter horse had a glitch. You can see the tail's funny. So the horses on Barbie, they kind of look like the old starter horses on Star Stable. This makes me really miss the old starter horses because, like, look at how awkward they were. Like, it was just so cute, and now I wouldn't say they're cuter now, but they're definitely more accurate to a real horse. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just like running around. And I love how on Barbie, there's no location symbols that pop up at you every like 10 seconds. In Barbie, you crash into things the same way as you would in Star Stable, and the animations on this horse, the back legs are just so awkward. Like, it's just so bad. Star Stable's definitely gotten some better legs on these horses. The way that you care in both of the games is really similar. Like, you have 4 different things you can use in Barbie. You have hay, water, brushing, and hoof picking, which is the exact same as Star Stable. And also, if your horse needs anything, it will show up on the screen just like in Star Stable. And the difference is in Barbie, there are stations that you care at because you don't have an inventory. Like, if you're wondering, like, where did the clothes go? They go into the hotel-looking building. In Star Stable, it's a hotel. It's more like a camper house, like a house for the campers in Barbie. So yeah, the carrying is super similar, and now I'm just kind of running around just to show you like how similar everything is. And I was trying to crash like with a rear in Star Stable, but I couldn't do it here for some reason, but I do it later, so yeah. There's also really similar tack, like I'm showing you the tack, it's so similar. And then in Barbie Horse Adventures, I got a different horse, so this is the paint horse, and then I tried to get a really similar horse in Star Stable, so you'll see that. Here is my doppelganger, not really. Also, I changed my hair to the JoJo hair because I thought it would be more fitting for this video since it's Barbie, and that hair looks a lot like Barbie's, high ponytail. This river really reminds me of Silver Song River just because of the trees that look similar to the Hollow Woods trees, and the water looks really similar too. Like, it's so strange how similar everything is. Also, I finally got myself to be able to rear when I crash into something. So I thought this was interesting. When you jump, you can knock over all the poles and they also disappear, which is strangely similar to the way that Star Stable does it in their one race. This isn't a race, this is kind of a free-for-all. Like, you just get to like knock them over whenever you want. You can only knock the poles over in Star Stable when you're in races, and the funny thing is that they knock over the same way. This is the riding house. You might think it looks like the riding hall, but it's not the riding hall, it's the riding house. And they're kind of similar because they both have water, like, kind of around them, and then they're both on higher ground. So here's what happens when you take a dangerous fall. It goes pink instead of red, and it says you almost fell but made a great recovery. And then for Star Stable, it says, hang on, we have to wait for it. It goes red, and it says, you have taken a dangerous fall, but miraculously you got back up. Try being more careful in the future. This is the inside of the riding house. There's only one room in it, which is unlike the riding hall, because the riding hall has one side for jumping and then one side without jumping. And this one, there's only one place and it's just for jumping. And the funny thing is, the windows are very similar. Like, they're cloudy, kind of like the ones in Star Stable. The riding hall in Star Stable is definitely bigger. I want to say, yeah, it's bigger because it has two rooms, but it's more of like a square shape. And then the one in Barbie is more like a normal, like, riding arena shape. Like, they're usually rectangular, not square. And once again, all the poles, come down, and in Star Stable they don't. So you can basically just like fail in Star Stable and the poles wouldn't come down. There is also a person in the riding house, and you can do a race. So that's very similar. This person's also wearing riding clothes, and Star Stable put Reed Kessler in theirs, and they both have like riding clothes on, and they give you a race, so it's a little similar. The funny thing about races is that in Barbie, the little arrow is a pink heart, which is kind of cute, and the races just work the same way. And I failed, so instead of saying you lost, it says timeout, and then you start again. And then in Star Stable, you know how it works. The end of the Star Stable race is a little bit different because you get a high scoreboard since it's multiplayer. This location really trips me up because it reminds me of Fir Grove, and if you know what I'm talking about, it's the fire trail that leads to Apple Grove, except in Barbie there's no Apple Grove. But it just looks so familiar to me. It looks so similar. And then, another feature in Barbie that is very, very similar to Star Stable is that you have a little menu. It's not a horseshoe map, it's a menu. And like I just did, you call for pickup. And instead of just calling for pickup, you have to call Kyle. So in Star Stable, you can see this is very similar, at least to me. I don't know, to me it looks similar. I mean, it's a little different because you have Apple Grove, and I mean, have you ever noticed that the apples don't even look like apples? They kind of just look like red ornaments. But yeah, pretty similar. And then just like in Barbie Horse Adventures Riding Camp, you get to call for pickup. This is the inside of the barn in Barbie, and it looks a lot different than Star Stable. Like, this is probably the most different thing out of everything. Although this does kind of look like Starshine, like if you know when the Soul Riders are talking to each other. And then I wanted to show the fields just because I think it's funny that they have like fields and everything, and Star Stable has a lot of fields too. There's also a person waving, and that looks like Star Stable. And then this is the field in Star Stable, the one that looks similar. In Barbie, there's not a combined harvester that's out to kill you every second, so that's different. This should be really familiar to everyone. This looks like the unfinished racetrack, the Baroness racetrack. But the funny thing is, in the Barbie game, which is in the past, we finish the race in this game. So like we have to pick up the sticks in the quest. You guys should let me know if I should do like a let's play of Barbie, because I bought the game like just for this video because I'm insane, you know? So, oh great. And of course, like I failed the race and everything. But this definitely is pretty weird because in Star Stable, the racetrack isn't even finished, so yeah, in this game it's finished. So the guy with the quest, he has a star on top of his head instead of an exclamation point. And then here is Star Stable. Everybody knows this racetrack where it's never been finished and there is stuff all over the track. So I'm sure you are all familiar with this. This is another race in the Barbie horse game where I couldn't really find a similar race in Star Stable. I think it's because the ground in this is like pretty sandy and dry. Not sure. I could find similarities with the jumps, like the logs and stuff like that just looks very similar, but everything else, this race was pretty unique to me. I couldn't find a match. I wanted to use the manor races because like you go up and down a hill in this race, and also there's going to be a bridge thingy that looks similar. And then I didn't want to use the Fir Grove races because I didn't think it was very similar, but I thought it was similar to Star Stable, and like I feel like there would be an observatory up here. I don't know why, but yep, and there's the riding house and everything. This bridge made me think of the manor races, but the ground is so dry. Oh, and look at those gray bags. Those bags are so familiar. Like, everything's familiar, but this race is definitely different, and I just failed. So yeah. Doesn't this view look so familiar? Like, it just looks so familiar. And also, if you see these like red diamond thingies on the ground, you can collect those, and in Star Stable you can collect stars, so you know, that's kind of similar. Yep, and that's the outside of the manor. I want to call it the manor so bad, but it's not. There's a name for it. I just can't. Oh, it's the Roberts stable. And then this is a horse with a GPS thingy-mabobber on it, And you know Star Stable does that all the time. Like, they'll be like, oh, here's the quest. You have to, like, put trackers on the cows or whatnot. I don't know. They just, like, want to put trackers on the animals. Also, do you see the sky right now? Like, do you see how familiar that sky is? Oh, it's just so similar. Oh my gosh. Look at how, like, the sky, the orange sky, like the dreadful orange sky that I don't like to film in. Like, it's the same. Also, this game is like riding camp, so you're not allowed to be out at night. Like, look at the pink sky. Oh my gosh, it's the same. I can't get over how similar it is. Kyle will be picking us up soon, you know, when it gets a little too dark. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I even doing? Oh, here's the map. On their little menu, you can access the map. So, yeah, and then there's also a progress. I have no idea what that is, but yeah. Now we're just waiting to get picked up because it's so dark. Like, it's so dark. But we don't get to see the night because we are at riding camp, so you have to go back and everything. Totally different than the other games. You know, the Star Stable CD game, that would have been nice to have, like, someone who picked you up, just because it was so scary playing when I was little and when you literally couldn't see a thing. It was crazy. I found the ancient oak tree that we also have in Star Stable. It's not in the same location, but I'm pretty sure the ancient oak is at Valedale Lake. I don't quote me on that, but I don't really know, but I think that's where it is. This view is also really familiar. Like, doesn't that look like the Fir Grove Mountain? Like, yeah, the mountains in Fir Grove. Like, when you're in Silverglade and you're looking over that direction, there's a giant mountain type thing. And then there's no lighthouse on it in, like, on that same, like, looking mountain in Star Stable, but that whole view, it's so familiar. Here's another thing that I thought was pretty weird. When you go into the water, you swim. Just like in Star Stable, it says, like, it has the bar with swimming on it and it goes up. But in this game, you can swim for a lot longer. Like, your horse can just swim. This is a long time, like, to go swimming. I'm just saying, like, you almost swam too far but got safely back on land. Like, that's so similar. Here is this lighthouse, which on top of the mountains on Star Stable, there's usually observatories, not lighthouses, but it kind of just, the setup kind of reminds me of Star Stable and the way that you can, like, get up and down the mountain. I have no idea what this building is. I don't know why I'm here, but yeah. This is the camper's, like, little place to stay, and you can also change the rider's clothes in there, and it really reminds me of the hotel in, like, all the hotels in Star Stable. There's also waterfalls in Barbie, which is similar to Star Stable. They have a lot of waterfall type setups. There's also a place for fishermen, which, does that sound familiar to you? Like, fishing. Like, I even got a little message from Teresa. Teresa's, like, the camp manager or whatever, and she said, oh, go down to the fisherman's wharf. And I'm like, are you serious? There's, like, fisher people on this game too? Like, look, there was a fisherman. Like, what's going on? Like, what's with all of the fishing in these horse games? I don't understand. Here is some of the quest line of this game in the beginning, and I should do, like, a let's play because this is so long, but I just wanted to point out that it says, by the paddock you'll find Jenna, and you do a little race that's similar to the first race that you do in Star Stable. Also, the gates are closed because you have to open, like, you have to unlock the gates, and in Moorland the gates are closed at first too until you get them opened by doing the quest. So that is very similar, and as you can see, I need to go find Jenna. That's Jenna in this game, and then you do a similar quest to the one in Moorland where you go around the little paddock, this is the next race that you do after that, where you get to go out of, I want to call it the manor, but it's not, it's Robert's stable. So yeah, I should do a let's play of this because I have the game and it's very, very long. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of me comparing this game to Star Stable because I thought it was really funny how similar everything is. And if you guys found anything that I didn't see, any similarities or differences, and you want to comment them down below, then I would love to hear them because I just love like seeing the similarities and differences between these two games because it's so interesting. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you want me to do a let's play or something of this because it's pretty funny. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!